one of the best halves of basketball we've played as far as moving the ball. I think we had 13, 12 assists on 15 baskets. I thought we rebounded pretty well. I think you see a little bit why we're on Brandon Dawson. I mean, he was very good defensively. But I thought a couple of the keys to the game were Schilling did a great job on the ball screens because they're hard to cover. I mean, this is a good team that just did not play as good tonight. I watched them against Georgetown, watched them against Nebraska. They do a lot of great things. And I don't know if Williams was under the weather like a couple of our guys, but we did a pretty good job on him, and he's been playing, you know, off the charts. So our defense was good. When our defense is good, we rebound better. When we rebound better, we run better. And each guy took his share. Trice was an incredible performance considering at halftime he was really out of it. And to have 7 assists, he didn't shoot it as well. And Valentine was, you know, a couple guys that were really sick, and that was, I think it was a gutty effort, and I told them that was what we needed against the team that I thought would bring it to. So I'm pleased with the victory, and felt we shot it real well, but I was pleased with all the little things we did, including Marvin Clark, who struggles at times, but when he went in there and just relied on getting a couple rebounds and then a big tip out and then he hits a shot, if he would just worry about his defense and rebounding, like we used to tell Morris Peterson and back in the day, I think his game will get better. But Indiana's going to win a lot of games. This is a good basketball team that we caught them on a night when we were down. Our former Izzo did a hell of a job. The fans were great, and on a bad night of weather, and it's a big win for us, one we really needed.
Tom, what led you to insert Tubman in the lineup tonight?
Well, no, I don't think so. There was a couple of reasons. Number one, yesterday, you know, Trav's been struggling a little bit. You know, I think he's pushing himself a little bit, and then you know, he was run down a little bit last night, and Zeldin didn't practice yesterday. So I just decided that between that and between the fact that we've got some rotation problems when we start the 3 shooters. Now we bring in Tom and maybe a guy like Elvin, and all of a sudden we're taking 2 shooters out, and it'd be nice to keep 2 in and rotate 1. And so, as I told you earlier, the plan was maybe JB in there, and then we could get a better rotation. And I think the rotation helps some, but really helps when Dawson plays like he played. I mean, the rebounding, the running of the court, the great job he did defensively. So what I do from here on in, I don't know. I don't plan on that being a permanent thing, at least not with Trice. But I'm really proud of him for what he did tonight under the circumstances he was under.
Tom, over here, watched you a lot of times when your teams have won games like this and your players maybe not get respect from coaches who say they played bad. But quite frankly, I know you have to be political and diplomatic, but wasn't this a case of your team playing well more so than Indiana playing bad? Isn't their bad play reflective on their defense?
Well, you know, we didn't shoot it real well, but I thought defensively we were as strong as we've been. I thought that was our best defensive game, and I think Tom said the same thing to me. You know, I complained about our defense because we had so many foul problems in that Maryland game, but Maryland did shoot 33 and 18. So I'm probably, what I didn't like in that game is we didn't rebound the ball, so we didn't run. And one thing I think we did tonight is we pushed the ball a lot better, and we got some open looks, and there were a couple times when the ball moved so well, and it was fun to watch. It was like watching us 3-4 weeks ago, but we're not a finished product, you know, and we played good against a good team tonight. You know, our backs were against the wall, and remember, he's got a young team too, and but I thought tonight, you know, our defense really won us the game, and that led to some breaks on offense.
So I'm curious, with the guys being sick and, you know, coming off that Maryland game, did the performance you see tonight, did that surprise you at all? Did you see that coming? Did you have any indication that?
I'll be honest with you, last night I went home concerned. Zell didn't practice, Trav was JB didn't practice, which normally I'm not playing guys that don't practice the day before. It just doesn't work that way, and it wasn't their fault they weren't. But I mean, usually that's a bad sign for us. And, so I got to say I was a little concerned. And that's part of not knowing this team yet, maybe as well, especially the young guys. But I put it on the board today that energy and effort are going to be the two things that'll win this game, because I know how hard Tom's teams play, and I know what we stood for. I saw Antonio Smith at the end of the game, and that's the first thing he said to me, "Coach, you look more like us." And we haven't been doing that. Some of that's been BJ. So where I came up here and told you that he wasn't doing a very good job, tonight I thought he was phenomenal. There was a lot of switching he had to do. He had a lot of point guards. He was guarding a bunch of different guys, and I just thought he was very good, and still rebounded, still found a way to get 10 shots up. And but I can't say that I came out of yesterday's practice and say, I thought we had decent practices the last couple of days, but I didn't think. I thought we brought more energy than we've had lately.
Tom, you talk about not being a finished product, but where is this team defensively, and was this a step there? Because you guys when you can run, you're a very different team.
It's really crazy is if you look at the whole year, defensively we're giving up now 36%. I mean, it's the lowest ever in my era. And I don't know what teams are shooting from the three, but it's in the 20s. And that's probably the lowest in my era. And I keep complaining about our defense, but we are giving up some things, and we haven't been the dynamite rebounding team, but we kind of knew that. We're going to be a little smaller. And with Zell not really 100%, he's usually a better rebounder. I mean, I know he got some today, but we got to get Costello, he gets 7, and Schilling gets 9, and BJ gets 13, and we still got to get a little more out of our guards, and if we get that, I think our defense is good enough that we could rebound and run and get some, and we got to shore up our half-court offense, but sometimes we have certain players in there, when we get caught with a Schilling and maybe BJ and Tom and an Elvin, we just, that's what I got to try to avoid, is because I'm not putting them in a position to be successful, to be honest with you. And that's why I'm still not done with our lineup, and how, maybe by next week we can start subbing like we always have in the past, by the numbers a little bit more, so we have a little bit more control of it.
Where did the energy come from? Was it a sense of urgency because the Maryland game was still lingering a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I did question their heart there a little bit. I mean, I just felt like, we're finding ways to lose games instead of finding ways to win games, and wasn't very happy with the way we switched out on that last Maryland play. And so I don't know. I mean, we got after it in practice a little bit more. We haven't been able to because of everything that we've been going through, but we did a little bit more, and maybe more meetings. If you want the truth, we had more film sessions and meetings and talked about we can't make these kind of errors. One other area that I didn't even mention that might have been the best of all, they are to me the best transition team we've played over Duke and Kansas and everybody. I mean, Yogi Ferrell can push the ball as good as anybody in the country. And Blackman, I love him. Tried to recruit him myself, and I think Johnson runs. And the guy that didn't play as well for him tonight, I thought, was Williams, and I just noticed he didn't play as many minutes, so who knows. But he has been playing really well too, and I thought we did a very good job of getting back in transition. And one of the reasons we got 17 offensive boards, so we rebounded the ball. And the other one is I thought we did a decent job of sprinting back.
We have time for 2 more, and then Creighton will be in.
Tom, on the lineup change also, what kind of job do you think Nair did on Farrell? And then long-term then, would best be the possible defense to start with? Answer?
Yeah, I think possible. The problem is, he sprained the ankle, the other ankle. I mean, it was just, there's been so many freak things with that poor kid. He's so frustrated. He's doesn't know what he's going to do. And so here's this Christmas when you hope to get better, and he has practiced a couple of days and the whole time. But that was the game plan at the beginning of the year. You know, it would have been nice to bring a Bryn off and give him a chance to go against maybe some other people, and there were some good things I thought with that, and still play the same amount of minutes. So I don't know where we are yet with it, but I know this. I love the way Trav, I mean, he knew it wasn't a punishment, but I love the way he responded, even though he didn't shoot very well. To play that many minutes as sick as he was, and to have 7 assists and no turnovers, I think spoke volumes. But I thought Tom did push the ball very well, and I don't know how many assists he ended up with. Wow, only 2. I thought he had more than that, but he made some good plays, and sometimes the plays led to the hockey assist, where the play went and then somebody kicked it the other way. And you know, Zell's going to shoot better. He's not a 6 for 18 shooter. You know, I think if we get healthy here, we'll get better.
Last one over here, Dan.
Tom, from your perspective, just how much of the rebounding disparity was what you said earlier about challenging their heart after the Maryland game?
Well, I think some of it. You know, we got our butts kicked in the Maryland game, saved by the bell. But we really did, and we talked to them about that. You know, that we got killed, but Indiana went a little smaller too. I mean, and I think for the right reason. You know, put another shooter in there, and it gave us some problems and made us sub differently. And I think you're going to find this team is going to win a lot of games from Indiana. They're a hard matchup. They are a hard matchup. With Dawson, we can match up better than some teams can. But you know, for some reason, you know, James didn't shoot the ball as well as he's been shooting. I think some of it was us, and I think some of it was he just didn't get into the rhythm. And I thought we took a chance and really corralled Yogi, because we have that much respect for him. And but I loved what they run for their personnel, and it just seemed like tonight Williams did not get into the flow of it, and he's been playing. He played really well against Nebraska for sure, and very well against Georgetown. So maybe we deserve some credit, maybe he deserves some blame, but they'll win a lot of games. I guarantee you that.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.